Guys, what is up? First ever episode of Don't You Fret. I have with me today Dustin Davidson promoting us. He is a very talented bass player of August Burns Red, but I know that he does so much more than that. I know that you have had a lot to do with writing for the newest material, and you play guitar live sometimes, you play drums live sometimes, you scream. You're really a jack of all trades. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I like doing it all, man. I don't want to limit myself to one instrument. And when I was younger, the best way to play in a band was to play all the instruments.
Dude, yes.
So yeah, just like, all right, cool. Who needs a drummer? I can do that. I can do that.
I started on drums, and then I learned bass to fill in for a band, like growing up. Just like you have to, like you said.
Yeah.
And then eventually someone was like, "Well, just play guitar. It's like bass, but smaller." And I was like, "Okay, sure, I'll do that. I'll give that a go."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very similar, but I've watched you play guitar in the green rooms on tour, and you shred, dude. You're a really good guitar player.
Oh, thanks, dude. You're very good as well.
Thank you, man. But you definitely deserve a seat up with all the other guitar players, and it's funny. I don't think a lot of people know that. But we're here to clear that up today.
Set in stone today.
Yeah.
Don't you fret. I play guitar too.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. So I have like a little bit of a backbone of like things that we can follow. But this is basically like we're just hanging out. We know each other.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a long time. Our first tour together is like 7 years ago, maybe 5,
yeah,
6, something, a number.
Yeah, something like that. I don't keep track of things like that, statistics like that. They don't stay in my brain.
They don't mind either. I just threw the number 7 out, honestly.
Yeah, but my girlfriend asked me like who I was doing the podcast with, and I was like, it's with my buddy Sean. We tour with each other like once or twice a year all the time.
A lot. We tour with each other a lot, and I am very okay with it, if I'm going to be honest.
I believe we usually joke by the end of the tour, and we say like, all right, so we'll see you guys again next year, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I'm very okay with it too. We love having you guys out, and
thanks, man.
I can't wait to get back out again. And I know we're gonna tour together again someday.
If touring ever happens again,
that is true.
Yeah,
but it'll happen again.
How's this been for you? The quarantine?
Oh, it's been fine. I'm introverted, dude. Like, if I'm going out, I want to go out backpacking in the woods. I don't need to go anywhere. I go to the grocery store like once a week. I love not having to put gas in my car, but I fucking miss playing shows, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go out and tour. I want to travel. And here's what makes it worse too, is when you think about, like, we obviously, I'm sure you guys did as well. You had plans for the year.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you think about, we didn't announce them because it was way too far ahead, but we're like, I'd be here right now. I'd be doing this right now. That's what makes it worse. So I try not to dwell on it or think about it.
Yeah.
And just like tell myself that it's going to happen again someday. But that's what makes it hard, is when you go, man, I'd be in Europe right now playing shows, like, damn.
Yeah, that can hurt for sure. If anything, like, not playing shows wasn't that bad for me for like a little while. Because like, when you stop on tour, you have months for a break sometimes. And we're in the middle of a new record. I've been doing a new record. So like we were taking time off for that anyway, but as like time keeps going, it's like, and then people are like posting like Flashback Friday. I played shows once and those look fun. And it's like, it hurts.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing. JB's been posting a lot of Warped Tour shots, and it's like, damn, even that looks good right now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it hurts sometimes, but
yeah. But low key, I heard some new era stuff.
I don't know many people who have, but
ooh, well,
I guess you guys would, huh?
Oh, they didn't send it to us, but I was in the studio recently, and I walked in. I go, "What are you working on right now?" Just kidding. I know what you're working on. Let me hear it.
let me hear that.
It's thick. I can't wait for everybody to hear that. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited about it as well.
Sounds tight, dude.
Too bad no one can hear anything else about it.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna say about it. It's good. It's tight. It's heavy. Can't wait. You're gonna have to wait though.
Yeah, everyone's got to wait. No telling how
Yeah.
long either.
Yeah,
Um,
sucks.
let's start with like a little bit of the backbone that I have for this podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like as musicians, we all like reflect on our younger years because when you're learning your instrument, it's like I hold it really close to me because you go like you hear bands today when you're in a touring band and you're like, oh, that band's cool. But that's kind of it, right? When you're a kid or like younger or like a teenager, you hear a band and it just like becomes who you are. It's like the soul of like your musicianship. Are there bands growing up for you that like really paved the way?
Yeah, growing up, it was mainly just pop punk bands. Like I was a Drive Through Records kid, so I loved like almost every band on Drive Through Records.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I was a big Blink fan. I think Blink is probably who got me into music
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
I used to have posters of Blink on my wall.
That's a
like,
great one.
that's when I was probably like middle school. Definitely middle school is when I really started getting into music, and it came in like I think it was like skateboarding that also like pushed me to it. It was
Yeah.
like the kind of music you listen to when you skateboarded or in snowboarding videos and skateboarding videos and stuff like that. So I think that's probably, thinking about it now, that's probably what influenced me to go that route. But it's also people you surround yourself with, and my friends loved like NoFX, Blink-182, MXPX, Newfound Glory, Starting Line, just so many bands like that that kind of got me into music. And then it just took me years to like develop a taste for the heavier sounding stuff. And I think like the first band that I liked that got me into like screaming was Thrice.
Dude, that is one of the three bands that paved the way for me 100%.
Yeah,
still
for sure, man.
Yeah, the whole Alchemy Index, Visu, Artist in the Ambulance. I didn't really like fall into them until Artist in the Ambulance.
Okay.
The Deadbolt phase missed me a little bit.
Yeah, that's when I joined. I joined on literally on To Awake and Avenge the Dead was the song on.
I know it. I know it all. It's just like when I was in high school drumming on my desk with headphones on, it was definitely Artist in the Ambulance for sure.
Okay, yeah, that was the first Thrice record that came out. Like that was the how do I say this? The record that I was anticipating. Like
okay, yeah.
So I liked Thrice. I heard of them because of a compilation CD. Remember those?
Yeah,
like
I do.
For like Variant or somebody.
Yeah.
That's where I heard To Awake and Avenge the Dead, and that record was already out, obviously. So I got Delusion of Safety, and then Artist in the Ambulance was the first record I was waiting on. So that was the beginning of my heavy music, and then I just went like overboard and got into Death, like straight up.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. I don't know how I went from Thrice to Death.
Okay.
But
I mean, some of those Dustin
somehow.
screams were pretty gnarly back in the day, but Death is wild. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, Black Dahlia. I got into Black Dahlia on that time, and
Wow.
Between the Buried and Me, still love BT Bam.
Yeah. I know. Even JB talks about how much like you guys toured with them way back in the day, and that was just like so sick for you guys. And so many bands are like that too. I feel like those dudes don't even know how much they paved the way for so many bands.
Yeah, for sure. We used to mention that all the time back in the day. Who are your inspirations? And it's like BT Bam.
Yeah, and there's some bands you don't even have to talk to, but like I know the Contortionists. They're basically just another BT Bam. Back in the day, yeah. I love it though, dude.
Yep.
That whole we toured with them for the first time, probably. I guess it was 2 years ago now. This was that terrible Summer Slaughter we did, but it was worth it just to tour with those dudes and watch them play every night. It was crazy.
Absolutely.
Wow. From thrice to death metal, starting with
man. I don't know what it was, but that's a shift. Just talking it out right now. These are the things I don't think about, and so it's funny to reflect on it and be like, what was the path of my music taste?
Oh, it's awesome. I think about it probably too much. Like I'm just like I'm probably this way because I played this when I was, you know what I mean? Like I just I have to like overthink it for sure.
I really don't discriminate though. I love everything, dude. I don't listen to a lot of heavy music, honestly. Like I love the heavy bands that I like, but I listen to a lot of indie stuff, a lot of chill just chill music, like on in the background, a lot of instrumental stuff. This Will Destroy You is one of my favorite bands, dude. I love
Okay,
that
I've heard
band.
that name a lot. I've never given them a listen, but
Yeah, they're awesome. Their discography is beautiful. It's just like so many different sounds, and like Tunnel Blanket out of nowhere. It's just like this dark album where they were kind of like a band in the beginning of their career that was like, um, you could almost hear their music in like a worship video or something, because it was really happy and just instrumental, and so you could put it to something cinematic.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then they put out this record called Tunnel Blanket, and it was like, now we're in hell. It was so
Wow.
weird. It was so dark. So I keep going back to that record because of how dark and sludge it is. It's
Makes you
awesome.
wonder what they went through, because like as musicians and bands like ours, like you can look back on an album and think, what were we doing? Like we were going through this when this album came out. It's kind of like you can sonically feel the experiences that you were going through. It's kind of wild.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. I love that too. I love reflecting on albums, and also since I've been reflecting on albums so much, I kind of like think to myself, because I've been doing a lot of writing. You ask like, how you been doing during the quarantine? What have you been doing? Literally, all I've been doing is writing. I should be working on my skills, because when I write, I'm not keeping up with my chops at all.
I get
I'm
that
not focused on
completely.
that.
I feel that way about
And
tour.
yeah, you feel that way about
I
tour?
feel like touring makes me a worse guitar player
Really?
because yes, I can execute the material that I'm playing, but like I'm
Yeah.
not learning.
Okay.
I'm not like running exercises or different techniques. I'm just doing the normal stuff that I'm always doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you. You're not learning something new, and that's the problem with what I'm doing at home right now, because I know it's easy to just say, okay, take a half hour, because I took lessons a couple of years ago. I started like late in life on lessons, and my teacher had always told me, just don't study this for 3 hours a day. Spend 30 minutes on it, spend 45 minutes on it, spend an hour on it. And you want to come back later, sure, but you don't have to go over an hour. You don't have to like sit there and do it for 3 4 hours. And so I wish that I keep telling myself, all right, when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to take a half hour and you're going to learn something new, or you're going to like just hammer this out. Just do something different to learn something new. And I never do it because I'm so excited, like with where I left off, and I'm like, I got to hop right back to it and keep writing. And so like my guitar playing usually goes up while at home, and it does on tour, because I feel like I do take a lot more time on tour to just like play guitar and go off and play and write or do whatever. But at home, it's just like I spend 6 7 hours just like writing. Or today I'm trying to get into recording. I want to like take my writing to the next level, so I want to see if I can develop new ideas, because the way that JB and I write music is very archaic. I have like a $200 PC, and I run this program called Tabit, and
Oh,
it's
that's how
shit.
Jesse
It,
writes. I'm
it's
very
shit. Yeah,
familiar,
that's
but
right. I forgot about that.
a lot of watchers probably aren't familiar. No one knows what that program is, dude.
It's done, dude. Like no one uses that. No one's using that anymore. And when it goes away, what are we gonna do? Like I don't feel like taking the time to learn how to like do Guitar Pro. I mean, I guess I probably should at some point. But anyways, I wanted to like record, and I have Pro Tools, and I got everything that I need for that. So that's what I've been spending my time on. And it just takes me so long to record stuff, because I'm like, what's the shortcut for this? How do you do this? How do you do that? But it's
Yeah,
a learning curve that I'm excited to learn. But because of that, my guitar skills aren't growing. They are getting a little bit worse, but I'll hammer it out when it comes time to, play shows again. And like I said, I just need to like take a half hour and just be like, learn something new today, then
yeah,
write, then
yeah.
record. So it's hard.
It is hard. It's also hard to be motivated during a time like this. You know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
um, but that's like a whole other. That's like a mental psyche kind of thing I don't really feel like going down into. It's
Yeah. No, I don't dwell on it too much. And I guess where I was taking this in the first place is what I was saying was I was thinking about like reflecting on records and thinking like,
that
what did
actually.
that sound like? What was the inspiration in that? And so I'm doing that right now with the songs that I'm writing at home. And I'm thinking, instead of just writing it, which I've always just done really, I think like, what is inspiring me right now? Well, it's this dark time that we're in. So I'm writing
Yeah.
some pretty dark, heavy stuff. It's just like what's coming out right now, frustration. So yeah, it's fun to
Um,
live through it and look at that.
that's actually the perfect segue into my next section is, what is your zen of getting into writing? Like, do you have like, I know some people are wild about it. Some people like have to go walk through a trail for a day before they start like writing a book or music or anything. Or are you just, it comes when it comes and you just put it together, or what's that like?
I'd love to be able to walk a trail and then go right, but unfortunately, I live in Hagerstown, Maryland. There's not much to do here, so
I feel that.
But if I lived in the Adirondacks, where I'd love to live, then it'd be a different story. And yeah, I would do stuff like that. But no, I just, and it's not even like I'm forced to write. Like I'm just writing to write, and I just kind of sit down and riff. And my biggest problem is if I get stuck somewhere. I've noticed, because I'm also trying to like decipher like what is it about, why can't I ever take this to the next step in the song? Like I got like 2 minutes written for something and then I'm hung up here. Why am I hung up here? And I've discovered, because I'm paying attention to this, is that I'm always going, what comes next? Okay, here's this, listen to this, stop, where's that go? Okay, well I don't know where that goes.
You're very formulaic, I guess.
But I'm not like using a formula or anything. I'm really just trying to write what comes next instead of just writing. And when I just write, I can usually find a way to connect something to that, or at least use that later if I'm writing in the same key or something like that. I mean, you get it there.
You have the knowledge of writing a part and thinking, oh, this is a chorus. I'll save this for a song that needs a chorus, or
sure.
Yeah.
I think most of my problem is because I often get stuck when writing. I can sit here and go over each and every song and tell you, oh yeah, I wrote that one, piece of cake. Oh, that one, yeah, I was stuck for like 4 months on that one. Like that shit happens to me, and it happened with the song that I'm in right now. And so the break that I'm doing right now is recording, because I'm just trying to record it, listen back to it. It's so much more exciting to listen back to real guitars instead of MIDI.
Yeah, you know? I think pre-pro is the way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Over tabbing 100%.
That's what I'm going for right now. I've already got it tabbed out, and I've gotten I got like a nice chunk of the song written, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm stoked on this. I'm gonna write this, and then I just got to put an ending on here. And so that's something new that I'm trying, because in the past I've always just been like, what comes next, and try to connect something to that. Try to write out of something into something else, and it doesn't work for me. What works for me is just writing, just riffing, just sitting down and riffing and not worrying about what comes next, because I will find what comes next. Yeah.
Right, that follow, it was funny. I know Oxygen Plug and his girlfriend just followed. That's so funny. Also, did you see what Chris said in the chat?
I did not, because I don't know why. I think it's because my Mac is so. Did Chris say something about best case scenario? He's like, when are you going to do your side project album so I can record it?
No, he said 1, 2, 2 assholes. That's his that sounds like Chris to me.
Why can't I see the chat? I think it's because my there it is. Okay, now I'm in the chat. Awesome. I had to click on chat to be able to see it. Hi, Chris.
I'm definitely a riffer too. And that's probably my biggest problem is like I'll just write riffs, and Jesse's like, what do I do with this? This like this library of shred. That being said, typically only like 10% of the stuff I write ever gets used, just because he's having to like pull his hair out, piecing them somewhere. But hey,
does he just take your riffs and try to place them in? Does he ever find something that's just fits so easily? Like what are some of the riffs that you could tell me that I might know?
So here's some weird scenarios. It's like for Neon, most of my stuff ended up on Neon just because that album's recording process is a little stressful for everybody. So Jesse wasn't his like usual song machine for that record.
Okay.
He came over one day and he was like, well, I need help, dude. Like, show me everything you have written. And I'm like, all right, let's do this. And we just actually, for the first time ever, played guitar together to write. Because he's always just been Tabit. Yeah, I know. So there's a bunch of Signal Fire riffs, if you know that song, that are like just riffs that I had. And then Disarray, probably one of the singles. The breakdown came from half a riff I wrote. So it's like you said, like how does he just like? There's no way I just write riffs and he can fit them into songs. Like that's not how that works. But I had a breakdown under this like 5/5 part that I had written over guitar, and we just didn't use the 5/5 part, but took it away to like expose the breakdown that was under it, and that is the breakdown of that song. Super weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
In disarray.
Yep.
Right on.
Just weird situations, but it's like the way it comes out is just so cool to me because like I don't know, I just love the big picture stuff for our music. You know what I mean? Like you can sit back and think, well, let me just add this like eerie string part over this really heavy, like just like the big orchestral type vibes. I love that aspect of our genre. That's a genre that doesn't share with a lot of other stuff.
Absolutely. That's some of my favorite stuff to write too. Is just like I love writing orchestral parts and like big. I know it's it's not like a big thing for ABR fans to get into, but I love writing like a nice interlude section, a nice clean section.
We talked about this
like
one night.
We did talk about this.
Yeah.
That's right. And let me ask you before we delve into that, should I put my headphones on so you don't hear the echo from you talking in my mic? Is that something we should be concerned with? Or?
I don't think I'm hearing it that bad. If chat doesn't care, I don't care.
Yeah, if chat doesn't care, I have the mic. It's just the front, so it should be okay.
Yeah,
but
I think those are things.
I remember talking to you about that actually.
Yeah, it was the last night in Europe, and
it was in Amsterdam.
Yep. Which you got to, dude. Tell me about your Amsterdam experience. You stayed, right?
That's right. We did stay. That was before COVID. I forgot about that.
Yeah. What's travel like?
Oh, geez. Yeah. That was awesome, dude. I love that trip. That was, so I stayed after with our tour manager, Josh. You know him. I just said that so they would know. But,
yeah.
And our merch guy, Kip. And we rented bikes. We got a boat house for night one. And then we stayed in the boat for a couple of days. And then we moved to another house downtown. Actually really close to the Melkweg where we played. And we literally rode bikes every day. I think we stayed for like 4 or 5 days, maybe 5 days, and then flew home. And I loved it. It's when you tour, you don't get to see, you get to see a little bit, but you don't get like the full city experience. Dude. Especially in Europe. It's so different in a city like Amsterdam, and you get to experience that for a couple hours, not even a full day sometimes. So you got a day off. And so it's really nice to stick in a place for a little while and enjoy yourself and have a good time and be a local. I mean,
I wish
tourist, but feel
everyone
like a local,
understood that, what you just said. Like the fact that people are like, man, you go everywhere, you travel everywhere, you see everything. I'm from Alabama, so the people who heckle me about my life are typically sound like that.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, but dude, like, I have to be in the next city 9 hours away by the next morning or next day. Like, I'm not seeing that city. Most of my experiences on tour and like happy memories are from like off days I've spent in places. It's typically like when you're on tour and there's like 2 days back to back, you get the shows. That's about it. And so many people don't understand that. It's so crazy.
Yep. Yeah, it's a different experience to spend a day off in a city. That's we were talking earlier about missing stuff, and I miss days off. Like just being like, what are we doing today? Waking up and doing laundry and hanging out.
Yeah,
can't wait.
So you guys rented bikes? Were they like just like little like city transit bikes, or were they like sick?
They were not sick.
Okay. They were not sick because I've
sick.
Yes.
Because they got us around places.
Yeah.
From A to B and sometimes C.
So you guys didn't do any like biking expeditions or anything?
No. Okay. We biked through a park one time.
I've been getting into mountain biking, so like now I'm like looking at places being like, I want to experience that through like a bike. So like,
oh, I love that, dude. Yeah. I'm into biking as well. I have a sick bike at home.
I also have a sick bike that I bought off Facebook Marketplace for a couple $100.
Nice, dude. Yeah,
I really do love it.
Oh, I love it too, man. It makes you you have mad respect for cars. And when the first time I took my bike out for a ride around town, I drove it out to my dad's shop. He's a mechanic. He has a mechanic shop, and it was like a 15-mile ride. And I got there and I was like, just the hills. Like, you don't even see a hill. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you don't even notice there's a hill there because it's so small, but on the bike, it's something. At least your first ride.
I didn't know that I lived on a street with a hill. And now I straight up, I thought it was a straight flat road. And then we have been biking this like path that like loops around the city we live in and back to our neighborhood. And but dude, hitting that last stretch back to our house kills us. We're like,
Yeah.
there's a hill here? Like, what is happening?
So who did this? Who put this here?
Yeah. Who added this hill while I wasn't looking?
Yeah.
That's sick though. Dude, that Amsterdam, that was my first time in Amsterdam ever. And everyone like
Wait, what?
That
was your first time in Amsterdam?
Mm-hmm.
That show was your first time
ever
in Amsterdam.
Super wild, right? It's just
how did it take you guys so long to get there?
I don't know.
They've been to Europe before that.
I guess that was our third time in Europe, so like we're not like always there, but like yeah, I guess it is a little weird for it to take us 3 times to go.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite places to play. It's the shows are always so good there, man.
Mine
I love
too,
Milkway.
dude. The show could have sucked, and I would have loved it because that place fucking ruled.
Yeah, how high were you, bro?
Yeah, dude. Drugs happen in Amsterdam for sure.
I've had guys ask me if I want cocaine before. I'm like, no. I don't
Just
want
a
cocaine.
random dude on the street.
There's a random dude in the corner. Coke. That's what they do. Coke. No Coke.
Coke? You want Coke? You sneeze and the guy's like, Coke?
I don't want that. You don't want Coke? You're American. You
Actually, this is crazy. This is a wild story from that day. You remember the coffee shop we went to?
Yes,
in the morning.
That coffee shop is so sick. Yeah.
That place was great. And then you remember that chick who was like sitting in the corner of that booth next to me, Josh, and Ray?
Yeah, her name, she's from X-Men. I forget her name right now.
That blew my mind. I loved that movie growing up, and I made a joke. I was like, is that Jean Grey?
That's right. That's okay. Yep.
And then like we're leaving, and Ray's on his phone. He's like, dude, that was her. Like, you literally just made the joke, but that was Jean Grey from X-Men.
That was really a funny experience because we were talking about that too, and somebody was like, "Is that?" I think Brent was like, "Is that blah blah?" And I go, "No." And then the barista comes over and he goes, "It is."
You're wrong. It is.
She comes here all the time. So does the Duchess of blah blah. And it's like, okay, well, I don't care about that, but
yeah, I care about Jean Grey from X-Men.
Yeah, I'm here for Jean Grey. What's her name? I forgot her name.
It's something like Norwegian or maybe Dutch.
She's from there.
See, yeah, I didn't know that. Like when you're growing up watching those movies, you think they're all American. You know what I mean? You don't realize Hugh Jackman's from Australia or wherever. Crazy.
Wherever.
Yeah, wherever he's from. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Let's talk about some gear.
Yeah, let's talk gear.
You play Kiesel. You love it.
I do. It's right here next to me right now.
Oh,
look at that.
Look at that guy.
Ooh.
That is beautiful.
I love this guitar, dude.
What about Kiesel do you love?
I don't want to be cheesy and say everything, but everything. I mean, you know the whole thing. We talked about this before because we spent some time in NAMM. We talk about it being a family.
Yeah.
It really is a family.
You like that aspect?
I like that aspect. It's awesome. Aside from that, I mean, dude, I've never been treated so well by another company. And I know they have a great reputation for people who aren't doing this for a living as well. So it really does feel like a family to me.
Super true. No, that's incredibly important for a touring musician, especially when things go wrong or you need things on weird time frames. Yeah.
Can we send you something? When I first joined, it was like Zach was his name. He would text me before each tour because he's a fan, and he would text me and be like, "Do you need anything before this tour? Do you need me to send anything? What do you need? I can get it next day to you." And it was just like, damn, all right.
Yeah, that's
and they really do that for us. And it's like, anything you need, no problem. I'm gonna send this guitar and have it fixed, no problem. Blah blah. Not that I have to have them fixed, but I sent in my bass a while ago because the way that I pick with I don't have my bass in here. I'd show you the way that I pick. I grind down the pickups, and it was my first bass that I got from Kiesel. It was a 2015 Vanquish. And I ground the pickup down the whole way to like this white part inside of there. And I was like, all right, guys, I think I should have the pickups replaced. Wow. I'm just going to send it back to you and give it a one over. Yeah, because I guess I pick right against the
like the corner of it?
Pickup. Yeah, the corner of it. It took a nice chunk out of it just from wearing it down over time. I guess I just pick right against that.
I'm surprised you don't blow picks out always.
Yeah, I use like a what do I use 8/8 or a 1. I think I use an 8/8 still on bass. I was using a 1, but I didn't need it. But no, it's more than just being a family. It's the longevity and the durability that these instruments have. Dude, I've like I've made maybe 1 or 2 neck adjustments on all of my guitars that I take on the road all the time. It's just like you never have to tweak the neck. The frets don't pop up. They're just built with care, and they're built to last, and they're built to be on tour and be on the road. And one thing I'll say recently too, I just got my first headless bass. I got the Thanos when they
Ooh.
launched that. So that's what I got earlier this year, and we
They
used that.
called it
I
the
used that for
Thanos. Oh my
yeah, the
god.
Thanos. Yeah, I love it, dude. It's like a modern take. It's a headless, kind of like a J bass almost is what it kind of looks like. It's a modern look on that. If I had it here, I'd show you, but it's in my case in the other room. But um,
That sounds really sick.
anyways, it's headless, and we played 2 shows on the Killswitch tour before we had to come back, and we played it. We played a headline
Oh,
show as
I did
well.
not know that. You guys played like a couple shows before having to.
Yeah, we played 2 shows with Killswitch. We started in Cleveland, played Agora, and then we went on to Grand Rapids, and then we played a day off in Lexington, Kentucky, and then we had to turn
Whoa.
around in Lexington because the tour got canceled. Then that was the first day off.
We could
But
we could talk more about that later.
yeah, yeah. But that was the first tour that I had used the Thanos on, and it blew my mind that I and we're playing like a 45-minute set, 50-minute set, something like that. I didn't have to tune once, man.
Tune.
Uh, Tune. I didn't have to tune my bass once.
Wow.
If I'm using a bass with a headstock, I'm tuning it. Not much, but I'm tuning it. I'm there doing something. But that
Yeah.
Thanos, even in the studio, like just recording with it, it just like doesn't go out of tune. And so I'm like sold on the headless bass right now. Headless guitar, I can take it or leave it because I don't. I mean, there's never going to be. And somebody always asks me, it's like the main question is it easier to change the strings or harder? Well, look, it's never going to be easier to change the strings. If you got locking tuners,
Yeah.
there's just never going to be an easier way to change
Yeah.
strings other than just aside from not changing your damn strings.
Right. Which
So,
I typically go that route.
yeah, I have to change them, dude.
I do too.
I
I hate it. I hate it more than anything.
I just changed strings on 2 guitars. I changed them on my Zeus, and then my this is the one I showed is my Evertune guitar. This is what we use
Oh,
for
nice.
rhythm guitars in the studio because the Evertune it saves you so much time, dude. We used to sit there and like tune the guitar perfectly and be like, all right, let me hear that chord.
We don't track without an
That's out of
Evertune.
tune.
We've literally had
Yeah, so-
Ibanez send us a carbon copy of the same guitar we already have with an Evertune in it, just so we could track.
Yep. Yeah, we don't do that anymore either. I think the first record we did with an Evertune was Found in Faraway Places.
Okay.
I don't think we did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that record. And it's like, okay, well, we're never doing a record again without an Evertune.
Yeah, it doesn't
for
make
rhythm
any sense. It
guitars.
saves so much time. It's crazy.
Dude, it saves so much time just using that thing. So yeah, I changed strings on that one the other day because I'm tracking right now, and that's what I'm using. So
Well, that one is a little
yeah.
harder to change the strings, though, right?
No, it's not harder to change the strings.
Okay.
It's still got locking tuners.
All right.
And it's the only thing you do is you go through the back of the bridge. You literally just take it through. I mean, you're going to have to, so if you want it so it doesn't bend notes, then you're going to have to put it in that zone and then you tune it. So it's like harder to tune because you have to, I don't know where my key is. It's a little Allen key and you got to tune it inside the bridge here.
Right. Yeah.
But, it just doesn't, once you have it in tune, you don't have to tune it. I tuned it one time the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It
No,
doesn't
yeah.
go out of tune. So
Yeah, I definitely know that aspect of it. I just feel like every time I'm on tour with Northlane, they're changing strings for like 4 hours, and it just looks like they're just tuning the Evertune for I don't know why.
I wonder if it has something to do with the lower tuning.
Maybe.
We did have a little bit of problem. We have a song in drop A on the new record, and maybe it's because it's 6 strings. Maybe it's something to do with the thickness of the string or something.
Yeah,
but
that's why we
something about
moved.
a ring out.
That's why we moved to 7. It's just like we were A sharp forever, and then we wanted to go G sharp for a record. We moved to baritones, and I was just like, I hate it. Like I hate using a string this thick. I don't even really like using the strings we use for our A sharp music.
What do you use
62s.
for A sharp?
Yeah.
60. That sounds like what I use.
Yeah.
Because I use. Well, I just went up actually. I'm using.
I can't believe we're talking about string gauges. They got us.
I had to look over. I had to think about what I'm using because I just changed. I just went up a gauge because I use 56 and 11 for C now.
That's about honestly, yeah, that's right.
If we're playing live, and so I'll use 60 for B, 62 for A sharp. Yeah, so same as you.
Okay. I mean, you have to use 62 for A sharp. It's just like during this break, I put my guitar in E standard, and
dude,
like I can bend a string all day. It's like crazy. Like I could just rip and like. I watch people on Instagram just like have insane note control with bending strings, and like I get it. Like they don't have tree trunks for strings.
Yeah.
I miss it. I miss having like no fight back on my hands whatsoever. But if you play in a low tuning, you have to have a heavy string gauge. So whatever.
Yep. I'm used to it now. I like it. I like the tension on it. I'm fine with it. But so if you said E standard, are you when you're playing? You guys use several tunings, but are you primarily dropped or are you playing standard?
We're always dropped.
You're always dropped.
Yeah, always. Era music is always dropped. Even the 7-string stuff we did for a little while was like a weird variation of a drop tuning, like
where the high string is a different
right.
Note,
yeah, but basically we just tuned the G string down a half step. It's not even double drop. Someone in chat. It's like basically a 6-string tuning with an extra high 5th or 4th. It's one of the two.
Yeah,
and we did that because when we started playing 7 strings, we didn't want to have to like relearn anything.
Okay.
So I can play all 6-string stuff on our 7-string if I wanted to, and then halfway through. I want to say, yeah, I don't think there was any in Drift, but with Neon, we started drop tuning like a traditional 7-string tuning. So that string is up. So like the bottom 6 strings are basically an E standard, and then we drop the low string. It's
okay. So the bottom 6 strings are E standard for you guys?
For some songs now, yeah.
Okay. Sometimes you'll drop those.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're playing it like a traditional 7-string now. I got you.
Sometimes, half the time.
Sometimes, yeah. Use some weird stuff. Yeah, I got you. I want to get a 7-string. It seems to be the way that music's going. Is just getting lower. And like I said, we have one part in G on the new record, and we got a full song in A, and it's just it's a good tool to have. So I want to get a 7-string Evertune just to have at home as well. It's fun messing around with lower tunings. It's just fun tuning the guitar differently. I did that for a new song too. I just sat down one day and I just started like playing and tuning some strings differently and being like, where am I? Okay, this is kind of like a DADGAD tuning, which I just discovered. I'm like, this sounds cool. So let's play this open C tuning here.
All the Monuments Tesseract, they all tune that way.
Yeah, it's like CGC, EGC, I think is what it is. And then one of the guitars is CGC, EGB because I found a different chord I like. So weird, but that's something that was that I did that on purpose to just kind of like break old habits. You pick up a guitar and you kind of have the same patterns that you follow. Oop, that's a wrong note now. Oh, that's not right either.
Yep.
You know, so
dude, it takes you outside of your comfort zone. And it's great. I mean, that's why Era does it, right?
Okay.
And like Era has always like really abused like the pull off to open notes in like the whole guitar, and changing the tunings allow you to do that a lot more for a lot of different sounds and different like keys and stuff like that. Same concept. Like it just breaks you outside the box a little bit.
Yeah.
That's sick though. I mean, I can't quite imagine Brent and JB playing a 7-string, but you know,
they might have to someday.
That's very true. Literally, they'll have to. You guys will have no fans unless you switch to a 7-string. Yeah, right.
I wrote a song years ago. I borrowed my buddy's 7-string guitar in like 2015 or 2014, and I started writing a song. I was like, I want to use a 7-string just to write it. and everything that I wrote was easily played on a 6-string. So I was like, all right, cool. I didn't need it, but thanks for the new guitar because I wrote a new song on your guitar.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that happens. A new guitar shows up and you're so excited to like play a new guitar and you're like, you just riff it out.
It feels different. So, it's like, it's almost like the tuning thing, but it's just like taking you out of your comfort zone of your own guitar. I definitely feel that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's super interesting.
Absolutely.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Outside of music, what are you passionate about? Like, what do you spend time, especially now during this quarantine? Like, what have you been filling your time with outside of like recording and stuff?
Well, not much, honestly, but for this, because I really haven't been going anywhere, but for the sake of things, if things are normal, I like to spend time in the woods. I go backpacking often with our tour manager, Josh. We go on trips together. We're planning another one in August, going up to New York, to the Adirondacks to do some hiking. I'm actually going on a backpacking trip this weekend with some friends.
There you go.
In West Virginia. So that's something that's really important to me. It's like, especially coming off of a tour, it's just really nice to get out and go into the woods and not have to use your phone and have your phone on you and get away from television and just everything. It's awesome. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do in life. So aside from that, that's the thing that's most important to me outside of music. Honestly,
I love that.
Yeah, I brew beer as well in some spare time. Just like a family of brewers. My brother owns a brewery here in Maryland. And yeah, so I've been brewing for years, and that's just like a hobby as well. So really into craft beer as well. So
do you make a lot of stuff that you like just drink often? Do you drink your own beer a lot?
Yeah, I got it on tap in the garage.
Oh, your own beer tap. That's crazy.
Yeah. So my buddy Garrett and I were working on opening a brewery years ago, and just what's funny is now we have the time to do it, but not the resources, or not really. Well, it doesn't really make sense to do it.
Yeah,
so,
it wouldn't make sense to open one right now.
Yeah, at least right now when nobody can go to one. But we were essentially a wholesale brewery where we were contracting. We were going to other people's breweries. We'd brew our beer on their system. They'd brew it. We'd help. It's their system, not ours. So I don't want to like mess up their equipment. And then we would distribute the beer to local bars here in Maryland because we had a sale license for Maryland. So we've taken a step back from that to just focus on developing new recipes. And we just brew here in my garage, and I can put it on tap. I got like 4 taps. And
that's really cool.
We got 2 IPAs on tap right now. We're going to brew some sours, a couple IPAs, coconut Heffy coming up soon. So it's just really, it's another way to be creative,
That's awesome. Yourself. I mean, I'm on the coffee side of things.
Right. But I'm into that too.
But what's crazy is like, you're saying all this stuff about beer. I mean, I haven't drank since I was 19 years old. So like,
that's right.
It's definitely a big world of stuff I don't understand.
Yeah. I understand that too. It's something that's funny. As I just mentioned to my girlfriend the other day, I was like, if it wasn't for the social part of drinking, I'd stop drinking.
Really?
Like we just got back from a family vacation.
Well, that's not true though, because you love the taste of beer. That's why you brew, right?
I do like the taste of beer, but look, dude, I could get it's same thing with video games. Like I'm addicted to video games more than anything in my life, and I know that. I know it. I love it. You know what it is too? Is it's more of just like a game thing. I love games. I'm competitive. I love playing games. And so when I'm playing a video game, it's the same thing. I'm playing COD, and so I'm playing something that's like exciting to get wins, and it really gets your blood flowing. So I said, I'm like, beer's the same thing. Like I could do away with video games, I could do away with beer and not have to do it anymore. But it's the social part of it, and I do like the way it tastes. So there's that as well. But
because I can't say that.
If none of my friends drank, I wouldn't drink. I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel pretty confident about that. Sorry to disappoint you, Chris.
Everyone's asking what games you play. I know you've been playing Call of Duty.
That's all I've been playing.
Okay. Well, I know you've played the hell out of Zelda.
I did put like 300 hours into Zelda to Breath of the Wild.
Amazing game. That game definitely deserves
so good.
Everyone's 300 hours. It's such a good game.
So good. I played that on tour all the time. I wasn't social because of it. Actually, what's really funny? I beat that game in Milkwake in Amsterdam.
Oh, weird.
Going back to it, that's where I beat it.
That's so funny.
Yep, I remember that now. Wrapped it up there. But really, aside from COD and Zelda, I haven't played Zelda. I played the latest Zelda, which was I guess came out last year. Maybe it was the not Wind Waker. What was the re-release? A Link.
Oh, there's a re-release. I was like, there's a new one besides Breath of the Wild.
No, it was that re-release, and I can't remember what it was. It's the one where he like wakes up on that island. I don't remember what it is. I'm not gonna think of it either. But I played that one and COD, and that's it. So.
Which, by the way, guys, Dustin has started a Twitch channel. That's kind of why we introduced him as the first guest, because
Link's Awakening.
There you go. Yeah, he's also becoming part of this like fun little community that we're growing, and you guys can go watch him shoot people in the head when he's live.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing more than that. I want to do like guitar stuff through that. I want to do like get-togethers where it's like, oh, today we're gonna work on Provision, and we're gonna riff through Provision, or just whatever song I want to do. And like,
yeah.
That's what I want to do with my channel. That's why I invested in the mic, the webcam, and I got all this stuff. And for right now, the only thing I'm really capable of doing is playing video games on it, because my interface bricked the other day.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, so I can't really. I mean, I guess I could use this mic to play through my cabin. It's just going to sound like delay.
Yeah, I wouldn't
sound good. So
wouldn't do that,
not trying to do that. Not trying to do it out the gates. And the interface that I'm using to record is so dated. It's FireWire 400, and so I can't even get an adapter to connect it to my Mac. So until things start opening back up and I can get my interface fixed under warranty, I'm kind of stuck not growing the channel yet. But for anybody in here, my channel is it's just Dustin ABR, twitch.tv/DustinABR.
Nice. Yeah, I think someone will link it. Not me.
I'll try to link it.
Man, what were we talking about right before that? Oh, beer.
Oh, I can't.
I could confidently say on the other end of the spectrum, I could never stop drinking coffee. I don't think. I'm fully.
Well, you're very into coffee, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do it.
Coffees up to a day?
Oh, well, I only drank one today.
Woo!
I know, wild for me, right?
You.
Yeah.
You feel all right?
I'm okay. So basically, like, I flipped my sleeping schedule because when I'm on the road, I wake up, I like stay up till like 6 a.m, and then I sleep all day.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend started a new job, and I told her I'd stay on a good sleeping schedule with her. So I wake up in the morning, I make a cup of coffee, and then I don't want to stay up all night, so I don't drink anymore. It's kind of wild.
Huh. So what's your schedule right now? I had to turn it down because I accidentally.
I mean, I'll probably go to bed in like a couple hours. Honestly, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. I'm usually a late guy as well, but I've been finding that when I go to bed after midnight, I don't wake up until after 9, and that kind of sucks. So
yeah. God, 9's not even late. I could still, like, on days, like, I think this past Sunday I slept till noon, and it was just
till noon.
Yeah, it felt so great.
I can't do that, man. I feel like I wasted my day if I do that.
No, I feel that way now for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so funny. My next section is about video games, so we're already talking about that one. Because this is Twitch, right? Like it's a very video game focused platform, although probably not as much these days, really, because like so much of it's like DJs and like podcasts and talk shows, and it's so strange. Maybe that's always been Twitch, and I like missed it for a long time.
I don't think you're wrong in saying that. I feel like at the very beginning it was straight up just video games. That's what I knew it for, and now it's starting to branch out. At least maybe it's been like that for a little while, but it's certainly when you go to twitch.tv, it's like you look at all the live streams. At least for me, maybe it's advertising that to me. It's like all video games. So,
someone said you should be able to use your Kemper as an interface.
Now, how would I do that?
I mean, I guess there is like I guess he would know more than me, but my Les McNeil.
Like SPDIF cables? I'm on PlayStation. Dustin's the bald one, Chris.
That's so good.
Sean and I were talking about this earlier. I said I'll take the hat off about halfway through because I put the hat on because it's so shiny in here.
I'll shine my dome just for everybody with my remote. Look,
bald and proud, dude. Feels so good, so easy.
Just polish
it. But yeah, I don't know. What's that?
Just polish it up real quick.
Yeah, mop
Someone
it up.
maybe USB, but I know on the
Huh.
back of
Let's
it.
look into that.
Yeah, I mean, if that solves your problem, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. But again, I'm not. The Kemper is very new to me. We talked about gear. I talked about Kiesel, but I didn't mention that I'm playing a Kemper
Right?
now.
Yeah, which
Um,
that's my family.
that,
It's Kemper.
yeah, right. It took me so long. Um, it's I think I just got it last. I got it last year, and so yeah. Again, oh, it's so crazy to think about that because we did play 3 shows this year. All of my gear was new. I
Oh,
just thought
weird.
about that. New
That's
bass,
wild.
new Kemper was brand new. First time using a Kemper with a new tone. And I know what the reason was now too. Chris and I were going over it in Europe, in Germany somewhere. We knew that we were going to have some stuff in A, and we used JB and I used the Digitech drop pedal, and it's kind of wonky on bass, at least not guitar, but going down from like C to even sometimes A sharp. It doesn't do it live, but at home, for some reason, if I'm playing through my cab, it's like A sharp. It struggles with it. And so I was like, I wonder if it's gonna be able to handle A. And we tried it, and it was like, nope, it's not in tune. So let's try Brent's Kemper. So I got a Kemper patch, put it on Brent's Kemper, played through the PA, and we were like, yep, that's gonna work.
Wow.
So that's the reason I primarily switched. I already had a Kemper at home. I bought it because the tone we were using in the studio was on a Kemper, and I was so much more stoked with it because I have the Axe-Fx as well, and I liked it so much more. It was so much more inspirational than the Axe-Fx tone I was using, and so I got the Kemper, I got the tones, and
It's so
I
much
never
more
looked back.
user friendly, dude.
It is so much more user friendly,
Like
especially with
that's the thing with me. It's like I can treat it like an amp, and
yeah,
you know, I'm a 27-year-old dude who played guitar growing up. I didn't know any of this shit growing up. I have to feel like I'm playing an amp. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the tactile feel of an instrument through a Kemper is a lot more organic than an Axe-Fx to me.
I have to agree.
Okay.
There's a reason I think that we use a Kemper in the studio, and we use an Axe-Fx for cleans and overdubs sometimes, but primarily Kemper. The tuner is also just like nitpicky, but the tuner is like far better on the Kemper in my opinion, I feel.
Oh, it's not nitpicky at all. I actually hate all digital tuners. I've had
Yeah, I think the Kemper tuner is great.
Dude, one of my worst This is one of the biggest blunder stories of my entire career. But first day of a tour with Dance Gavin Dance, 4,000 people in San Antonio. My Kemper's tuner got the hertz changed on it. So I tuned my entire guitar like not even down a whole step. But you feel my anxiety and my pain right now. 4,000 people, we have to stop the song because I'm like halfway through the song. No, I think they kept going, and I just had to like do the most embarrassing catch up in my life. Like, but basically, I'm tuning. It's in tune on the tuner. I don't have time to check the hertz on it.
What the hell is wrong?
So yeah, song ends. 5 minutes go by of technical difficulties. I finally am like, wait, this isn't. Like, it took me a while to even remember what a natural hertz is, like what it's supposed to be set at. I hate that.
How'd you accidentally change it?
I think someone else hit it. I really do. I don't want to take the blame for it, but it could be me. I don't know.
You know, something else too I was just thinking about because I'm looking down at it is the Kemper foot switch is also far superior in my opinion. I feel like it's also cheaper.
I like the foot switch a lot.
Yeah, the Kemper remote. And I saw somebody else say Axe-Fx equals tweak everything to your delight. Kemper, just find a profile you like. That's very true, and that's what Chris would say.
I've definitely my profile is a very Frankenstein-esque version of its former self.
I just changed mine recently based on what I sent to Chris. I'm like, which one do you like? Help me with my tone.
I'm gonna send him all of mine. It's 440. I thought it was like 244. All right.
Yeah, it's 440, I think.
I'll take a.
I do blame JT for stepping on his board.
Yeah,
It's always
I mean,
the singer. It's always the singer.
yeah, you would be absolutely correct in saying JT is the one that steps on my board always. Yes.
It's the one who could have the most awareness of stepping on something or latching a cable around it, but don't, you know?
He will sometimes catch someone like crowd surfing, like to keep them from hitting my pedal board and just destroy my pedal board in the process. And I'm like, thanks, I guess. I'm supposed to say thank you. God.
Oh, playing shows.
It's actually so funny. We talked about video games. You did say you're on PlayStation 4, but you have a Switch too, right? That's what you were playing most of.
Yeah, I do have a Switch, but I haven't been playing it. Really, the only games I've been playing is I played Battle Royale on COD. That's it. And
that's how I am. Like I pretty much only play League of Legends now. I have always been into the Fallout games, and one of my homies got me the new one recently, so I'm just playing through it just because like I should. It was a gift.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. Like it's nice to take a break from League because I'll get mad. I'll scream at some League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
Same as with COD, I'm sure. I some of those I have trouble playing Battle Royale games because they feel very RNG to me. Like, especially when you're like the guy who didn't get the gun that also like the guy landed 10 feet that way and he got the sick gun, and like that's bullshit to me.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel I'm a lot less angry when I play Battle Royale, mainly because aside from the scenario you just laid out, like you land, you don't have a gun, somebody else has one.
Real quick,
times,
that guy said USB connection to your I/O in Pro Tools to the Kemper I/O. So it is USB connection. I think you might be able to use the same USB cable too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'll have to try that then.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I didn't know that was something you can do. There's another reason I love the Kemper.
Yeah, true that. Well, I think you could do that with an Axe-Fx too.
I do an Axe-Fx as well. Now that I say that out loud.
But, now that I've spoken it.
Now that I've spoken it, you could do it with the Axe-Fx. It just wouldn't sound as good. At least my tone would.
Yes.
But no, what was I saying? Battle Royale. Oh, I was just saying I get less mad because if I get taken down in Battle Royale, it's typically I usually just go, I'm dead. Because I know it, like especially if I'm getting shot and I don't know where I'm getting shot from. Like it's like I can't see the person. Okay, well I'm dead. Nothing I can do. Pubs where you play multiplayer and you die in like a second. It's just that gets so frustrating.
See, I have to play a game where there's outplay. I have to be able to outskill somebody, and a lot of time, like it happens in Battle Royale, but like how often? You know what I mean? And those games can last like an hour sometimes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. There is a lot of times where you're like, oh, here's a guy running across the field in the open. I'm going to kill him easily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I definitely feel that. There's no skill involved in that.
Yeah, in League of Legends, like, I will die a lot, obviously, but there's also a lot of good chances where I'm going to fucking shit on this guy who thought he was about to kill me, and that's great. I love that. That's why I play video games.
Yeah.
For sure. Let's talk about a little bit about this. Is the last point I have.
Okay.
We can also talk about whatever you feel like you'd like to talk about as well.
Well, I'm down for whatever.
You're vegetarian.
I am.
You still cooking a lot?
I'm not.
Really?
I haven't been since my girlfriend moved in.
Is she the one cooking?
She cooks.
She a great cook?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She is. I am too, but I find that I don't have to as much. Right. And if I was cooking for myself all the time, I'm very routined from living by myself, and I would meal prep on Sunday and just like eat that through Thursday and then go out to eat on Friday and Saturday.
Right, that doesn't work for her. I get that.
Yeah, so I go to the grocery store if I'm by myself. I go to the grocery store every Sunday. That's my shopping day. That's my cooking day. Wow. And then I do the videos. But I love cooking, dude, and I think being vegetarian is what got me into that as well. I know, because it was like, I don't eat meat anymore. What do I have for dinner now? Yep.
I've definitely experienced that. I'm also a vegetarian, have been for years now.
Yeah.
I am now cooking a lot. I cook for the whole house. I cook for my girlfriend now more so than ever. But what got me into it was I started doing a dinner subscription. Like they send you the ingredients and the recipes.
Yeah.
Dude, that's saved my life, dude. It's taught me so much. Like I literally went from a guy who would eat out every night, order food, go to restaurants. I just hated grocery stores and cooking. Well, dinner subscription takes away grocery stores, so that's great.
Correct.
And like they really boil it down to like simple instructions, and like now I'm just cooking and like crazy. Like I'll take anything on, like curry, I'll try that, whatever, I don't care. Like
hell yeah.
I love it. Do you cook because you like to eat what you cook, or do you actually enjoy cooking?
I enjoy cooking. I really do.
I do too now.
Yeah.
After knowing, like when you don't know what you're doing in the kitchen, it's scary. You don't want to be in there.
But you learn really quickly, and you learn through those meal subscriptions, and you learn from those, and then you can like do your own thing. You learn it because you're like, oh, I did it for that. Now I can do that for this, and that's kind of similar to how I learned. I mean, I was always going to the grocery store to get my own stuff, but it's like my mom got me like a vegetarian cookbook. You know, my brother got me one. Like, I had so many vegetarian cookbooks, and so I would just scroll through those and be like, oh, that sounds nice. I'm going to try that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and that's what's helped me come up with my own things, or just like change those and tweak recipes to what I like. But you mentioned curry. Curry is one of my favorite things to eat. I love curry.
I feel like that's a vegetarian thing too. Like,
yeah, it's also for me. It's just like I feel like the ingredients in curry are very high in not antioxidants, but like turmeric is from what I forget.
Yeah. It's really good
for you.
Yeah. It's good for inflammation and like
inflammation.
Just, like general health things. Like turmeric's just really. That's why they make like health shots out of turmeric juice and stuff like that.
Right. So things like that, and so I've really started, like paying attention like to what I eat, and it got me into cooking. Just going to vegetarian and being like, all right, well, I can't just have chicken and potatoes and broccoli for dinner tonight. What can I have? Oh, this is a dish I can make. Dude, stuffed tomatoes is one of my favorite things to make. It's stuffed peppers.
Yeah.
I've been making stuffed tomatoes where I like cut the core out, get rid of all that, just use the actual shell of the tomato and stuff it with like couscous and goat cheese. Are you vegan or are you vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
But I'll never touch goat cheese as long as I live.
You don't like goat cheese?
It tastes like feet.
What kind of cheese do you like?
Dude, fresh mozzarella is stupid.
That's perfect for it. I was gonna say some sort of white cheese would be perfect for the tomato, just to like melt a little bit. That'd be great.
Dude, mozzarella couscous. I would use for bubble gum, dude. I would chew it all day long. Yeah. Couscous, yeah, I cook a lot with couscous after this dinner subscription. Couscous and farro, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm assuming you bake the tomatoes too, like you would a pepper?
Yep.
We'll
put them in the oven. Onions. I forget what all spices I throw in there. Obviously basil, because that just goes with tomatoes. Salt and pepper, and I don't think I put cumin in that. I don't think I do. I cook with cumin and turmeric and curry powder a lot. It's like the base. Onions are always the base of everything that I make too. It just seems like,
dude,
what am I making? I don't know, but onions are going in it.
Yeah,
so.
I feel it the same way. I just keep onions stocked no matter what I'm planning on making.
Yeah,
that's great. Wow. That's so
but
funny.
Yeah, I love cooking, man. It's fun. And
I know you a little while back you said you're not crazy about like vegan meats. You don't like meat substitutes that much.
Yeah, I do, but like I like to keep them for like a delight.
Okay.
I'll say a treat.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Dude, the Beyond sausage is insane.
It's so good.
It's like it's so similar to sausage in my opinion, just like less heartburn, like less grease. And but to me it's like the reason I'm eating vegetarian, well, there's many reasons, but I mean, I want to put less processed food in my body first and foremost.
Yeah.
I don't want to put animal products in my body, but I don't want to put something that's processed in my body as well. And so when you look at the Beyond Burger or the Impossible Burger, it's processed, like I can read what's in there. Yeah, the ingredients look good. It's still processed meat. So like
Yeah.
that's why I'm kind of against that. And that's why I mean, if I go out, I flock to like get like a Buddha bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just something all natural, dude. That's what I want. Healthy, whole grains, stuff like that. But I definitely eat Beyond Burgers and Beyond Sausages if it's like what's on the menu. It's kind of my last resort. And every once in a while I get the Beyond Sausage, but
I've cut it down
yeah.
a lot since not touring. When I'm cooking at home, it's a lot more vegetables,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, I'll always crush a veggie burrito or taco. That's just easy. Black beans, onions, rice.
Oh yeah.
That's so easy.
And as far as like the meat replacements go, like not the Beyond Burgers and stuff like that, but you're talking about like seitan and like tofu and stuff. Tofu is my least favorite, man. I'm not.
I like tofu.
Not really a
I
fan
like
of
tofu
tofu.
a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think when I first became vegetarian and I ate some tofu, I was like, man, is this really the road I'm heading down?
Is this what I'm eating now?
Yeah.
Fluffy.
But there's so many different ways of preparing tofu. Dude, there's a place around here called Greenhouse, and it's like a health spot. It does salads and shakes and juices. They do this stuff called freaky tofu, where it's like mash grilled with like balsamic vinegar on a grill, and it just comes out like grilled chicken. I don't know what they do. It's phenomenal.
Mm.
That being said, I love tofu. Thai
Yeah,
like
I'm a
Thai
huge fan
curries
of
with
it.
tofu are really good to me.
I'll do it, but it's also like what is the tofu? Is it like I know I've been seeing a lot of advertisements for non-GMO tofu, but I know like 90% of the world's soybeans are owned by Monsanto and genetically modified. I just want to know what I'm getting. I want to know what I'm putting in my body. I know it's hard these days, but
Yeah, super fair. I get that 100%.
it's definitely soybeans are not my favorite.
Even
So-
lately, the place that we were getting our curry from, because we order from like Thai restaurants like once a week.
I love Thai.
Yeah, Thai's so good. Even the curry we get, we stopped doing tofu and did like extra vegetables. It's good. It's
Yep,
better that way.
That's what I would do.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely the healthy way to be. And like stacking that on top of biking, I've been doing that a lot lately.
How many days a week?
It's been less since the lady started working her job. I was doing 5 days a week, like every day after. Now I do like a couple days a week. I need to get back into it, but it's also been raining a lot here, and it's just like, what can you do? It's just those are the video game days.
Yep, I hear you.
Well, dude, I don't know if we have too much more to talk about. We can go on to anything, I guess.
Yeah.
My
anybody
backbone
wants
is
to-
completed. Yeah, if
anybody
someone
wants
wants
to
to
talk
ask
about
questions, yeah.
Down to answer that. But otherwise, we've talked for a while, so it's really nice catching up. Though I mean, it's like it's crazy, man. I've seen very few people during this time, so even like video chatting, don't see that many people. So
Oh yeah,
you're the first other band dude
well-
that I've been with.
we did music videos. That's all I'm gonna allude to that for obvious reasons.
Ooh.
But seeing those guys was like, this is what this feels like. Like I miss you guys. I don't often feel that way about my bandmates when I'm not on tour, but I miss those dudes, you know?
Yeah, no, I saw JB and Matt, and it was just like, man, this is crazy. It's been so long since I've seen you guys. So the only two guys I saw, talk to them daily in text messages, but it's not the same.
Oh no, it's not the same. We
So-
we even planned on doing like a big Zoom chat with like our crew and like the band and everything. Sunday rolls around and like no one texted each other. It's like, all right, that was fun. That was good fun.
I'm gonna see what kind of questions we got here. Thoughts on Under Oath live streams? I mean, dude, I'm down for any kind of live streams. It's just like,
I'm down for any
Me-
musician doing anything to further their career right now.
yeah, totally.
100%.
What, it's I want to see shows. It's a show. Can't be there in person to live it through, but if this is all we have, then that's what we got to do for right now, right?
Someone asked what wireless
And
systems do we use? Oh, do you mean guitar
I,
or in-ear? I guess it would be guitar because we're on a guitar podcast.
yeah, we just upgraded again. My wireless systems were brand new too. We just upgraded to the G4s, Sennheiser. Is it G4?
We're
I think
we're
that's what it
still
was.
using like a Line 6 pedal.
Whatever the latest one was, JB had those. He got rid of those recently. I think he got the G4s. If it's G4, I don't know if I'm getting that right, but I know it's the latest Sennheiser model.
Yeah.
I know I had the G3s.
My worst show experience was probably what I just talked about like 5 minutes ago about tuning wrong, even though I was tuning right.
Yeah, that's terrible, dude. I've been there before too, but not like that. Not like what is wrong. I'm not in tune. You know what I mean? Like I am in tune, but it's not.
Staring at your
For me,
tuner telling you you're right and it sounding wrong was probably one of the most frustrating things of my life.
it's hard to not lose your cool in that moment.
All
But
cool was lost.
that's something I try to tell myself too. Is people like think about this often. I think JB's one I told it to me is like something that happens to you on stage, even if it's that. Some people might get through the show and be like, "Dude, that was awesome," and they will have no idea because they're just so into it, and so it's like it's really hard. And I try to
Man,
keep that in mind,
yeah.
but I want to like I know that people paid money to come see a show, and they didn't come to see me be all pissed off and mopey because something went wrong. And so I try to keep that in mind when stuff like that happens. But
Well, and
that being said,
yeah, I hate after the show, you feel like you botched it.
right?
And you're talking to a fan, and you have to keep this level of like, hi, yeah. And they're like, dude, you killed it. And on the inside, I'm like, I fucking suck. Like you, every word they say, you fight back with your inner voice. You're like, no, that sucked. The guitar sucked.
That's what I think. But I try not in that moment. I try not to let it show on my face. I try to like brush it off because, like I said, I know people paid to come see the show, and I can look. I can tell when somebody's in a bad mood if I'm watching a band and I just, ooh, that guy is having a rough go, and I just, I see that, and so I don't want to give that off. But
well, what is your worst show experience?
My worst show experience. It's so hard to pick one off the top of my head. I mean, I know I've had moments where I'm so out of tune too. I've definitely fallen off of stage before.
Oh,
I fell off of a riser onto a barricade in New Mexico. I forget if it was at Sunshine or.
Of course, it would be at Sunshine.
Yeah, it was just like I don't think it was Sunshine because maybe it wasn't New Mexico. I know it was somewhere out there, but it was like a tall. It wasn't Rialto, was it? I don't remember because it was like 2008.
I'm pretty sure Sunshine has that insanely tall stage.
Is it Sunshine then?
With like the balcony that no one sits at, like right here by your stage. Yeah, dude.
But I don't remember if it was that because I feel like it's one that we don't go to, and we had been to Sunshine somewhat recently. But I would know if I went there again and I saw it, I'd be like, okay, it was Sunshine. But either way, that's irrelevant. It was a pretty high fall off of a riser onto a barricade. I was playing Ibanez back then. I hit my Ibanez bass, protected my ribs, but it was still like, ugh. It was just like embarrassing to fall off stage. I've definitely fallen on stage, tripped over something, like that's embarrassing, but
yeah, it hurts.
Not everybody sees it. And it hurts. It hurts your soul a little bit, but
someone asked, what song are you proudest that you wrote on Guardians?
Extinct by Instinct, I think.
Okay.
It's more of a bigger idea of a song. And like we had talked about earlier, it's like I really enjoy doing those interlude sections where you can add a lot of different elements to it and sit outside the box and come up with new sounds rather than going chug 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 to chug 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 chug, So it's exciting to do stuff like that. And that's a song that's a big idea and it's a little solo-y and just fun.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It feels so much more musical. Because as a metal band, when you just play breakdowns for 50 minutes, which they do translate incredibly live, I will say that.
Oh yeah.
But
I get it too because you hear them and you get pumped. Like it's easy to get pumped for something that hits hard like that as opposed to something that's more melodic and I don't know. that it's kind of that whole section, that middle section to me is like sort of cinematic. I said it kind of reminds me of something I'd see, and I forget who does the music for oh, why can't I think? Tim Burton. I could see that like section in like a Tim Burton movie.
Okay.
Who does?
I'm not
Who
sure.
does music for Tim Burton? I can't remember right now.
The only person I know who does music for movies is Hans Zimmer. That's just the only name that always comes to mind.
I think it's Danny Elfman. I might be getting that wrong. That sounds familiar though. But yeah.
Oh, it's
I was looking
for
somebody to justify to get me. You see me? I go. Did I get it right?
Someone will chime in eventually. Yeah. They'll be like,
Garrett, thanks here. What's up, Garrett? Yeah, okay. I thought so. I couldn't remember, but
Daniel Elfman. Wow.
So yeah, Ibanez, it guards your ribs. Kiesel would too, but I'd be a lot more bummed if I hit the Kiesel on there. You know.
I got hit by a car in Australia carrying an Ibanez.
Carrying an Ibanez?
I was loading gear across the street and I looked the wrong way and got pretty much wiped out by a car. So
sounds like it was your fault.
It'll guard more than your ribs for sure. Terrible. Actually, I was fine. I was completely fine. My band was screaming at me. They were worried, but I was just like, whatever. I'm alive. I just got hit by a car and I'm fine. I'm stoked. Like.
Yeah.
Well, dude.
Well, it's been real, man.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. Is there anything you want to tell everybody?
Time,
Is there anything you want to say to everybody, Dustin?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you cut out there.
Is there anything that the band's planning on doing, or you're just doing the Twitch stuff, or?
Yeah, we don't have anything in mind right now. We're just trying to play it by ear and see what's going on. When we just released a tab book for Guardians. If anybody's looking to learn the songs off Guardians, JB and I put a lot of time into making sure that it's the way we would play it. And hey, maybe the way we play it isn't the best way to play it, so you could always find a new way. But we seriously went back and forth on this for many edits, and so it's artist approved, I guess, to say the least. You always see that, but I can guarantee this is artist approved. I went over it many times.
Yeah.
And if you pick them up, I see somebody, who's it got? Glow Dude. Thanks for picking up. I'm guessing you did if you got the jam tracks. But Sheet Happens. Yeah, it's available through Sheet Happens. So that just came out. Other than that, thanks for picking up Guardians if you did. Thanks for joining us here tonight.
Yeah, this has been awesome, guys. I will, after you leave, I'll go through and thank everyone who followed and did everything.
Yeah.
Someone links your Twitch channel in the chat, so that's Dustin.
Thank you, Keith.
Yeah, happy birthday, Keith, by the way. It's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Nice. But yeah, dude, this has been awesome. Thanks again for being kind of my guinea pig for this podcast, but I think I'm going to be doing this a lot. This is a lot of fun. It was awesome.
This was a lot of fun. I think you handled it really well, and it was really, really smooth sailing, and I had a blast, dude.
Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll catch you later, buddy.
All right, buddy. I'll see you.
See you, dude.
See you guys and gals.
And gals.